This is chapter 11, part 2. The video's been wiki. Do I need to, is this like covering it? I don't know. Okay, so, first, the objectives. So, I can learn how to be an effective teacher and understand direct/lecture discussion instruction. So, we're going to start out with a game. So, speed. Raise your hand if you like card games. Okay. Raise your hand if you've ever played the card game Speed. Okay. Raise your hand if you're really good. Just kidding. Okay. So we're gonna play Speed today, and I'm just gonna explain how to play if you've never played. So what is Speed? Can I have someone read the bullet points? Thanks, Nat.
A card game. Objective of the game is to get rid of all your cards first. Two-player game.
Perfect. Okay. So now we're going to watch a video, and I'm going to ask you questions throughout, and I'm going to pick your names randomly. Actually, it's already in order, I guess. Okay. Let's figure out the sound. Wait, actually, I changed my mind. I think I'm going to pass out the cards first. Okay, so we're going to do a bracket game, okay? So if it's your first time playing ever, then you're totally fine. Maybe we'll just do partner. Which Sid, do you want to come sit by Miss Lewis? I was gonna say Lauren, and then I felt weird. Okay. Ooh.
Have you seen this video?
The only teacher I call by first name is Jana.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to do that on my last day of school.
You actually want to be like, hi Vanessa.
Because I know this video that people call it Vanessa.
Okay, and then can you pass these to? Yeah.
I mean, on
Okay, yeah, so you can shuffle your cards. If you don't know how to shuffle, then I can shuffle them or someone around you. I'll wait a sec while you guys shuffle. Also, honorable mention, they came in my I Love Lucie lunchbox. I Love Lucie lunchbox.
I love this. It's Lauren. Have you ever gone by Lauren? Not Lauren.
My nephew calls me Lala.
He said my name before he said anything. Okay, that's not true. He said Lala. He said Lala before everybody else. After Mama, Lala.
Okay, everyone hold your cards still. We're going to start the video. Hopefully everyone can hear it. Okay, ready?
Fast, fun card game that is played with two players. The goal of the game is to get rid of all of your cards before your opponent.
Okay, there's technical difficulties.
First, place two piles of...
Okay, Nat, what is the goal of the game? Did you?
Get rid of all your cards for your opponent.
Ding, ding, ding. Sorry, that was a really... Okay, Carson, I also have a question for you. How many players?
Two.
Good job. Okay, now we're going to do the setup. So, do we need subtitles? True.
He played at 2 times speed because he talks way slow.
No.
But then it's also cutting off.
1.5.
Okay, so now we're going to set it up as we go. If you already set it up, it's okay. But
5 cards, each in the center of the playing arena.
So 5 cards on each side.
2 piles of 1 card each.
And then just one card in the middle of those 2 5 piles.
Then, deal 20 cards each.
These don't have any jokers, do they?
I don't think so. I counted all of them. So they all have 52. Yeah, so then just deal them in half pretty much. Yeah, actually just deal them in half. And then.
How many do you have in your hand? 5? We'll get to that.
Yep, yeah, we'll get to that. Okay, is everyone kind of done counting? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Oh, you're good? Okay.
Pick up the top 5 cards in your pile. When you're ready.
Yeah, so everyone gets 5 cards
From this 20 pile.
from the 20 pile that you have.
You can only
So you can only like look at 5 of your cards. So you're kind of like with 5 cards, you know? Okay, and then don't start yet, but it's going to tell you like how to play after that.
Ready. You and your opponent should count to 3. Then
You don't have
each
to count
flip
to 3.
one of the single cards in the middle. Now,
Don't go yet.
race against your opponent by playing the cards in your hand on the face-up cards in the middle as fast as you can.
Okay, and then raise your hand again if you played this. Okay, so Maddie, I have a question for you for people who haven't played. If it's like a red 7, can you put a black 6 on top?
Yes.
Correct. So it doesn't have to be color coordinated or anything. You can just, you count up or you count down. And then it goes ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king, ace. So you can go like back and
But
forth.
that being said, you can also put the same color on top of each other.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
just numbers.
Yeah, for sure. Same color.
In order to play a card on another card, the card you're playing must be one number higher or
Or
one
lower.
number lower.
Yeah.
The suit of the card doesn't matter. Once you play a card in the middle, draw a new card from your pile. Make sure you don't have more than 5 cards in your hand at one time.
Oh, I was just going to ask that.
If both you and your opponent are unable to play a card, you should
What do you do? Anyone know?
You flip the opposite
Flip it
side.
from the other piles.
Ding, ding, ding. So you flip it from the outside piles. Okay?
each flip over one of the face-down cards in the middle at the same time.
At the same time.
Then, continue racing against each other. Once you've played all of the cards in your hand and pile before your opponent, shout speed to win the game.
To win the game.
Fancy, Lucy, let us go.
Okay. Sorry, give me 1 second. How do you present this now? Just like that? Okay. So does anyone have any questions before they play? If it's your first time playing, don't feel bad. Just any like specific rules that we want to go over so there's no fights.
You can play off either pile.
Can you stack?
Double-handed.
Can you stack? Like if you had like a 6, 7, 6, can you put it all down at the same
You
time?
have to go
Okay.
1, 2, 3. You have to do it separately.
Okay, no stacking.
Double-handed.
Nat?
You do double-handed like this.
No, one hand.
Okay.
Hold
One hand?
play with your right
One hand, no stacking.
If your card's
Okay,
down, your
play on your own terms. We'll start it. And then we have how many people? 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. Yeah, you're good to play. This is gonna be a practice round, okay?
This is practice round?
Well, yeah, we'll see how it goes, but I'm thinking practice round.
Something weird's happened and I've messed up again.
Here.
Struggles.
So yeah, if neither of you can go, then yeah, good.
Are you kidding?
This is horrible. I can't go either.
Maybe I could just hear it.
What if you run out of cards in this pile?
Then you're gonna flip your middle. I'll show you. Just raise your hand if you get to that point. Okay, I did not think this through.
Screw you. Oh, this is I didn't practice round. I didn't know another card, right? No.
Yeah, that was a practice round.
No, that was the winner round.
Okay,
I've already played before.
I'm having a technical difficulty. Okay. Ow. Okay, so it's Ainsley and Emily playing. Wait, I'm moving this.
Oh my god.
Do you need help, Mrs. Packer?
Well, I was gonna just like write on the board, but then it's on the wall. So.
Do you need help?
Oh, what do you?
Did you?
Like the whole
Yes.
Pack
Yeah.
over and go.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I can't do anything.
You got it.
Still? Yeah, I guess. Why?
Saving a lot. Oh.
Okay. And
I'm kind of rough because these are all in like a That was the slow round. Yeah, we I'm sure it was messed up, but I always had like more than one direction it could go. I would have like three lines about it, and I'd always choose the one that wasn't as good for my
I still have pictures.
Really? That's why I make
okay, does anyone have any suggestions on how I can make this bracket work? Because I need to add you two in.
love it.
Wait, do I have you guys? No.
Why is Sydney's name under the
Oh, true. My bad.
Just put us. Just put us.
How do I?
Or on the other side. Put us on the other side.
Should I just make you guys have a like a bye?
Wait, me and Mace will be the final boss.
By 8 more. 2 is better than 8. Come on now. That's
Okay, let's see.
Just squish Ash and Nat more than us. Oh wait.
That is funny.
Yeah, just do another one.
I'll just add you guys right here. You guys get like a bye. We'll figure it out. Oh wait, May. Can I call you May?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, so whoever wins this is gonna play this person. That's looking very.
Yeah, I like the nickname May, but I don't like being known as May. Good choice. I
Lucie can call you May and you feel
Yeah.
about it, but
So like
not
if someone
May.
just like uses nicknames and is like, oh May, but if they know me as May, I'm like,
Wow, my knee is like having an issue. Okay.
I did not say that.
Okay, how did the practice rounds go?
Horribly.
Good.
Horrible, good, any questions? Any
Let's do it
again? Okay, does anyone need help setting up or do you remember?
Oh, that was a practice round?
That was a practice round.
Because
Because I just wanted everyone to know like the rules and for people who haven't played. Oh my gosh. So you do like, yeah, 5 on the outside, 5 on the outside, 1-1, and then split the deck in half. Miss Lewis, I thought I was so clever for like putting it on the board so then I could write on the board and it's on the wall.
I've done this before. Yeah.
So should I like turn this off so you can see it?
Yeah, you can do, if you hit mute, it'll just mute your screen for a bit, and then you can bring it back. Aim it at at the this.
Perfect.
That's really helpful, right?
Okay. Is all the lights on? It's kind of dark in here.
Oh, do you want more lights?
Is there a light?
I just dimmed them for
Okay.
the pictures.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Okay, guys, and then you can start. You can start. Let the tournament begin. Okay, I'm gonna put this back up, but I kind of need this. So then.
Just grab from all that pile. Hold up your. Grabbing from the roll from whatever pile you want over there. Apparently.
This is way too big.
Also, I can't go. Okay.
Oh wait. I did have things.
Speed nerds.
Dude, nerds
Nerds is so fun.
Nerds is so
the best part.
That is so competitive, my family.
Dude, can I play Nerds with you guys sometime?
Yes. Do you like nerds?
I literally love
It's
Nerds.
like my favorite game.
Okay, we're doing it. We're doing it.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Miss Lewis beat me.
I have a lucky deck.
Okay, we'll go over who beat who in a sec.
No, I was just saying she could beat us out.
We don't know.
On one of the final days, we play nerds in class.
Do that for your lesson, Maddie.
We were all playing nerds. Do we know how to first hour? I don't know how to. She was never left. First hour. Look at the things. On the.
Okay, who's still playing? Oh, we got this game.
Are you guys still playing?
Yeah. We make sure that we can get our e-portfolios.
So, what are we doing? What are we doing on the 45?
Wait, I'm totally in the wrong spot.
The 2 hours on the Thursday.
Yeah, you guys double like exactly.
I win! Speed! No! Good job. Okay, so we're gonna go through each partnership who won. Everyone did great. Everyone's a winner, but not person. Who won? Me. Okay, May.
I won the first round.
Sorry for OCD. I'm using a different color. Emily and Ains. Good job.
Thanks.
Ainsley and can I call you Ains? Or is that me? Okay, good. Maddie and Oakley. Maddie. Okay, Lauren. Can I call you Lauren? Okay, Lauren.
We should make another bracket on the other side. The loser bracket.
No, yeah, you guys can like play among yourselves of the next round. We're gonna do that. Okay, Ash and Nat. Nat. Wow. Okay, so May, you have a bye. Good job. So Lauren and Nat are gonna play. Yeah, so it means like she skips around just because. So Lauren plays Nat, and Ainsley and Maddie play. Okay, Ainsley and Maddie. Everyone else, pick a partner and practice.
Where are we going? Come here, Barovsky. Oh, where do you want me to come over? Okay, here.
Wait, so we're just playing for fun. This is for fun. You don't have to play.
Am I just going all the way to the end? Yeah, you're going to the final. You're going to the final. No, you're not. Oh, you kinda. Actually, we'll get one of these. We'll get one of these people a bye. So then you play the next round. Is that good?
Whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
Sit in shuffle seats. Oh my god. We're gonna shuffle it. Just do the order. I can move so you can. This works. Wait.
Emily and Ash, do you guys want to play a little round together? Or if you know like another fun game you both know, you could do that. If you're not loving the speed vibe.
Bro. Every day. Bro, you're so
Oh, I was like, you're good.
Yeah, there's a lot of discrepancy on the
That's like the one where like slapped the top. There's also one of Sid is insane.
Dude, I'm pretty good too. Me and Sid go up against each other. Yeah, I was maybe gonna play, and then it was like equal numbers, so it's fine.
Right.
Discussion.
I played this game so fast.
I couldn't have won because I needed your
Okay. Okay, so between you two, Ainsley?
No.
Not.
Oh, you go.
All right, next up. Wow, how did I actually make this like perfect? Okay, next up we're gonna have May and Nat, and Ainsley gets a bye, so keep playing with Maddie. So after May's done, you guys can start your game, and then we'll have the final. And Miss Lewis, you can play in with Sid.
much better matchup. Maddie and I literally were like between 1 and 2. Oh my gosh, you can't do that! Sorry. Do you even know how to play? Yes, I do. Stop. Right now, so I'm like not able to stop.
Well then. like this thing, like it was like either like a day later, and he was like shuffling cards. And he gave me it.
Stop.
Does it?
I don't know. I'm not the rule maker. No.
It's like literally.
I'm gonna put
Bro, are you serious?
All right.
I literally saw your card.
I'm done. Guys, I'm really stressed out right now.
Great job.
So like it goes.
All right, May and Nat.
When people get it, only jam it into you.
Oh, Egyptian rat. Are you talking about Egyptian rat?
Yeah, I just so
See, card games are my
this is when you
bae.
know the difference between people who are like, do you want to play war? And you're like,
No, seriously.
you're like, just flip
You're
a
like,
card
war?
and see who has the bigger one.
No, you're like, let's play nerds.
Or like BS.
Yeah.
You'd be like, let's play BS. I'm like,
I know. I agree.
Like the one that both people put the fire on to.
Yeah. Questioning feedback.
Are we going to the next round? Oh wait,
I guess I'll just write that after. Yeah, so we have May and Nat playing right now, and then whoever wins that. So let's put some people in the deck.
final.
Okay, Ainsley, you can play Ash unless.
Yeah, and you can put down the
Are you guys playing each other? Maddie and Emily, you guys can play. Ains, you want to come play Sid?
I'm scared of her.
You got this.
I'm scared of her.
You're doing great.
He's so good.
You know what? You want to? I'm gonna fight you.
Yeah, come at me.
Guys, I actually am gonna read this. Isn't that lit?
I almost just said Miss.
I found this in my basement. Okay, what? Yeah, what's the time? I need my phone.
It's 1:40. Can I watch this
1:40?
sometimes? 1:40. Oh, 1:38.
Okay.
Also 1:40. This is a lot going on. It is a lot going on, but yeah.
It takes a minute.
Ooh,
No.
loving this new game.
I don't want to play with Ashley anymore.
This camera is just so odd.
holy shice.
Oh. You want the least amount of time. Okay, ready, steady.
Okay.
We should have done crash round. That would have made it so fun.
You don't see that. Lowest card, go. Oh my god. Other than this? Other than two, yeah. Oh, you taking from there? What? Taco. That's what happened to me. Oh god. Well, I have extra cards now, so it's fine. I did that to myself, I guess, right?
One's like aces and two.
Bro.
Oh,
No!
She beats him by one card every
Every
time.
time.
That is
the worst way to die.
So lucky.
No, she had a whole stack and I had one card.
I know. She beats you by one card. I have one card. As soon as I have one card.
Because she saw it, and she's like, okay.
Well,
Where did I put my?
give it to you anyway, no matter what I played. Like,
No?
sorry, my bad.
Oh, I get to again? Yeah.
Okay, we're going purple now.
I like freaking one card.
Oh! It was the same. I was like, dang it. And then I picked it up and it was another kid.
My life is gonna.
Freaky! I had two cards! Darn! I had one and one. And I had extra cards.
Okay. Okay, we need Ains and Nat. This is the final game.
Yeah, you're done. Who wants to play?
Ains and Nat, final game.
I can play you again.
Where's the?
I actually got better this round.
Or actually, is it?
Oh, I'm looking for my phone and it's literally right there. Okay.
second, please.
No!
I'm ready to hear you.
Oh crap! I keep doing that.
Born a queen.
Yeah.
You never said speed after, so technically.
I did say speed after.
Doesn't count. Boy.
Does anyone want it? We can switch. I beat Ashley, not all
Oh, I'm actually totally dying.
I know.
Hi.
Hi.
We're keeping this here for right now. Finish.
Okay.
It is so weird.
Bro,
Brony's class?
he looked at me. That was lit.
You did. Aww. Do you think they noticed it over here? I did get in trouble in the hall because of our scavenger hunt. The hall monitors yelled at me in my group, and she's like, it took me a while to convince her that, like, I had to like speak very teacherly. And she's like, we're doing an activity, and I yelled,
That would take a lot of effort.
oh, well, we can see you running around on the camera. And I was like,
Fudge! No! Okay, wait, guys, don't start another game if you just finished.
Oh, it's so fine.
Sorry. If there's extra time at the end, we will play more. We just have this final game going. Each of them are.
I wish I could.
No! Ainsley won! Wait, why am I not writing this correctly?
came right back, he had 18.
Woo! Okay, guys, finish up your games, or if you haven't started yet, we're gonna gather up the cards.
Oh, she's my full name.
That's the first time I've seen the projectors
Thing up into
Did we get these back?
Okay, yes, and everyone go back to your seats, please. Great job, everyone. Thank you. Little shuffle action.
For next time.
Perfect. Gotta keep them prepared.
I feel like teachers pull up the thing anyway when they
Okay.
put it on the board.
Is that all of them? Okay, perfect. Thank you, everyone, for participating. Hope everyone had fun. Great job, Ainsley. Okay.
You gonna tell us the point of all
And
this?
yes, I will.
I am.
First, oh, I actually do have a prize, but we'll get it to you. Maybe next class, because I think I left it in the car. Okay, first we're all going to take 3 deep breaths because that was a little stressful. I get anxiety while playing that game, so we're going to take 3 deep breaths, okay? Ready?
Wait, sir.
Oh. Okay, thank you for participating, even though that could have been a little awkward for you. Okay, I'm a big believer in deep breaths. Okay, so now we're gonna kind of talk about, it's kind of critiquing me, but like not, but like we can talk about more in like a general sense. But so the chapter was talking about the phases of effective teaching, and it kind of talked about, at least in my chapter, like 2 of them. So the first one I wanted to do like a, because it was pretty much teaching about how to like make a lesson. And so I was like teaching a lesson on how to prepare your lesson, you know? So I was like, I might as well prepare a lesson, and I was like, I could do something with math or like English, and I was like, why don't I just teach a game, because that's like way more fun. So decided to teach speed. And so this was like an example of direct instruction. And so it said direct instruction is like straightforward, widely applicable. It's like super popular among the teachers. And so first you start out with an introduction and review. So let's see, we already did Miss Lewis. May, what was kind of like my introduction into it?
You like asked us if we'd ever played speed before, like had us raise our hands and like say if we played it and if we liked it.
Yeah. So I was trying to get it like make it a little exciting, kind of have like a hook vibe, you know, kind of like yeah. Okay, and then the next stage was developing understanding. So Ash, do you have any idea on what I kind of did to help you guys? Yeah, to explain how to play and things. Okay, and then Emily, the last one was practice, so pretty easy, but what did I do?
We just played against each other.
Yeah, the bracket game. So what do you guys think are some strengths and weaknesses to like direct instruction, like going through these steps? If anyone has any ideas?
I feel like I can tell kids all I want how to do something, but especially with games and stuff like that, it really doesn't mean anything until you start playing and start trying. Like, you can tell me the rules over and over again, but if I'm not like actually trying to do it, I don't tend to like take that concept and just understand it. So,
Yeah, true.
Without weakness, no, I would say that it like you need, but I couldn't just like have the card set out in front of me and be like play speed, right? So,
Yeah.
like, you need both, but I don't. Yeah, one without the other, I feel like is not as helpful.
Okay, any other thoughts? It's definitely, so what Miss Luce was saying is definitely one of them. And what I kind of wrote down was like, for strengths, it's like pretty effective because then you're like putting it into play, you know, instead of just like hearing it and then never really like applying it. Ainsley?
I think another like strength is, I don't know what she already said, but it's multiple ways of like teaching something. So
Yeah.
like I'm a very hands-on like
Learner.
yeah. So actually practicing, if I didn't know the game, like practicing the game would have helped me a lot than just
To learn it, yeah.
you telling me what the rules are.
Yeah, for sure. And then also it like feels right when it's done right. You know, like sometimes direct instruction kind of like might go south, like the kids don't understand or they're like, we don't know how to play still. You know, so if you get like your point across, that's like one of the weaknesses is that if they don't understand like when you explain it and then you just throw them off to do it like too quickly, like maybe in math you do a lesson they don't understand, you're like, here's the homework, then what are they going to do, you know? That's definitely happened to me in a math class. And then another like weakness that is kind of like controversial is it's kind of like too teacher-centered because, well, I guess you have the students play after, but like you're still up here kind of like lecturing. Okay, so the next one they said was lecture discussion. So I didn't do an example of this one because a lot of us have done it, you know, like previously. So this one's just an instructional strategy designed to overcome weaknesses with more interactive question and answer segments. So this one doesn't really have like a practice or anything. It's just kind of you up here having the students interact, kind of what I'm doing right now. So what do you guys think are some strengths and weaknesses of this one? Oakley?
I think it encourages participation on like a bigger level. I feel like some kids are way more confident in talking in small groups, but it kind of gets them out to participate in larger groups to get them to talk with the whole class.
Yeah, that's way good.
Yeah.
Just to get them out there. Okay, any other thoughts? May?
I think one weakness is that students who are like shy and don't want to talk won't speak in the class, so they kind of like miss out on the lesson in a way. I mean, they still are listening to it, but the whole point is to get you like discussing and asking questions.
Yeah.
So for those students who don't participate, it's not as effective for them.
Yeah, so definitely these like differently applied to everyone's, what was the word? Exceptionalities? No, multiple intelligences, yeah, that's what it was. Okay, so now I need, actually I'll just pass these out. So Emily, you'll have this one, Person, Lucid, and then let's give this one to you. It looked like you wanted it. Okay.
No, I don't know.
Okay, so next we're gonna chat kind of about like some things in the beginning of my little section, and it was talking about questioning. So we can kind of talk about how I did. I was trying to do it like during the video and stuff. But who has questioning frequency?
I do.
Okay, can you read it for us?
Yep. Asking large numbers of questions that focus on the learning objective.
Okay, so that's just kind of pretty self-explanatory, just like asking a bunch of questions to get the students like involved. So what do you guys think is like a benefit to asking just like a ton of questions? Okay, let's go with Maddie.
Lots of other students have the same questions, so it like gets things clarified right away.
Yeah, true. I didn't even think of that. That's good.
It gets like when you put on a video, not everyone watches it at the very beginning. So if you're, like, from the beginning asking, all right, what was that? Like you did. Everyone was.
It like makes like makes them watch, so then they don't feel.
When they know that they could be called on at any moment.
Yeah, true. It's kind of like an attack, but like you're like scared, like oh no, is she gonna call on me? But yeah,
It's
Nat.
kind of the same as that, but like it promotes like active listening.
Yeah, so true. So the benefit that I wrote down was like students stay on task and are like more engaged. So who has equitable distribution? Okay, Carson, can you read it for us?
calling on all students in the class as equally as possible.
Okay, so I guess we kind of already talked about this. It's just kind of like student achievement rises and like classroom management problems decrease because everyone's involved and you don't have one kid that's just like off on their own, if that makes sense. Yeah.
It's harder to do that than you might think because you're going to have kids that sometimes give you like the best answers and like you know they're going to say exactly what you are hoping that a kid might say, and it's really hard to not call on that kid every time. And so because you want that answer, right? You're like, that'll lead us to the next thing and the next thing, and so you have to like break yourself from that so that you are calling on all the kids even if they don't say exactly what you want. And sometimes you'll do better than others, and then some days I'm lazy and I don't do what I should really do. So I sit with my seating chart and I check off kids as I hear from them so that I hear from everyone at least once.
So then they know. They see you doing that physically.
I hate that in your
I know.
Because there were so many people in our class, and I was like,
And did I ever actually do anything with that?
I don't think so.
Nope. I have never once put those points in.
Really? I didn't know
What?
that.
I always hold that as like a possibility that if kids refuse to like participate, then I'm like, oh, well then I know. And so maybe once or twice in my life ever have I put those participation points in. That's really what about Socratic seminar? Those get credit. Those are like very clearly, but like all those practice ones leading up to Socratic seminar where we're just having like a discussion about today's chapters.
That is so cool.
Also, if you tell any of them,
It just makes me actually like read the things because I was like,
I know I'm gonna have to say something.
Okay, so along with equitable distribution, it says equitable distribution sends an important message to your students, and I really liked it. It said, the message you're communicating is, I don't care whether you're a boy or a girl, member of a cultural minority or a non-minority, higher achiever or lower achiever. I want you in my classroom and I want you to be involved. I believe you're capable of learning and I will do whatever it takes to ensure that you're successful. You know, because when a teacher calls on you, it kind of gives you that confidence of like, I'm here, you know, like I'm not like this invisible, you know. Okay, so who has prompting?
Me.
Thanks, Sid. Okay, perfect. Can you read it for us?
Asking additional questions or providing cues if the student doesn't get the answer right away.
Perfect. So anyone have anything like benefits to that? Like we've talked about this before, but.
It's a great try. Anybody else?
No, yeah, it said in the textbook to try to not do that. No, like, if it's like Ash, I ask Ash a question and she's like, and I'm just straight go, oh, well, I think Oakley has the answer, so I'm gonna ask her. You know, it kind of like, well, then I don't really want to speak again, you know, or like I'm not gonna try to.
She doesn't think I'm smart enough to know the answer.
Exactly. So if you kind of like hint at them.
No.
Which earlier today in my second grade class, the kid, like she asked the kid a question. He was like, hey, yes or no. So we had a 50-50 chance. He chose the wrong answer, and she just looks at him quiet, like just, and then he goes, no? Like, and I was like, okay, well, it's kind of prompting him the right answer, like giving him a cue, like, you're wrong, but it was kind of like, I don't know if that's very beneficial to him. He's probably like, you know?
One of the things you said on there was point to cues, is that right?
Yes. Point to cues.
So, like, if you have word banks or, like, a place in the textbook that you can come over and be like, oh, it's right here, like, can you read that for me, so that a kid can then say the right answer?
Yeah.
So that they're not left with that bad taste in their mouth of, like, oh, I just got it wrong. They were given the opportunity to get it right, too. I think that's really helpful.
Or, like, with the video, if, like, one of you guys, like, missed it and I called on you, I would have, like, gone back. But luckily, you guys were all great students, paying attention.
Just for that.
True, maybe that would be a little targeted, but.
Maddie didn't quite catch that. Anybody else?
So
sometimes I'll ask like, oh, that one was a tricky one. Did anyone hear it? And then if no one can answer it, then I go back and play it again, so that it's less of a targeted like you didn't know it. It's like, did anyone catch it? And sometimes I didn't either, and so I actually have to go back to my copy.
Yeah.
Let's go remember.
Okay, so it's talking about how like the benefit of it is that it shows like the student that the teacher like believes that you know the answer. You know, like gives you that confidence. Okay, and then wait time.
Giving students time to think about their answers before calling.
Okay, so I was like trying to like implement these while I was teaching speed, but I definitely was like, Matt, what's the answer? And did not give you like any time to even breathe, and everyone's like, whoa, you know?
What's the objective of the test?
No, seriously.
I played it. I know the objective. I was like.
So like giving students like time to like think about it is honestly just gonna help you in the end, you know, instead of just like making it super awkward for everyone.
That
And
can apply to, can I sorry? Say one
no,
more?
yeah, you're good.
With wait time too, it can also be like it can be awkward standing up there if kids don't answer right away. But I think you should wait and like not just be like, oh, never mind, we don't know that one, let's move on to the next thing. Like actually waiting and then say like talk about it with your partner.
Like when teachers are like, anyone have anything to say or like any questions? And they're like, do I have a question? And I'm like, all right, nope. And I'm like, I probably would have had you given me a second.
Yeah, like
That's
I need
true.
more than the 2 seconds that it
That was
when you're up
stressful.
there, it feels like
And
you
then you're
waited
like-
a long time, but
Alright, moving
you
on.
know, like you probably need a little more. And if you don't get anything, I always say talk to your desk partner and then ask again, so that it's, you know,
That's
maybe
true.
they just don't want to ask the first question that comes to their mind, you know, without
That's
their
true.
second. So
Yeah.
it can be awkward though, and sometimes you really won't get an answer. That's okay. Then you give them
When you sit
something
there
else.
with
Yeah.
anybody at
And then you give
all,
them the answer.
anyone, I'm gonna randomly call on someone, then you got like 3.
Do you do sticks, Miss Lewis?
But I do the same type of thing where I just use my
Don't
seating
you
chart. And so I don't do it anymore. I make
Oh.
kids do it. I'm like, close your eyes and point, and then they pick, and then I'm not.
Have they ever picked themselves?
Wait, that's funny.
I'm sure that happened, but like,
The kids
how
pick
often do
themselves.
they pick themselves? Like, is it?
Actually, not very often, surprisingly. But they will. I swear they always pick the kid that's absent, and so then they have to do it again. And I'm like, do you just want to do this again? Like, this isn't like a special thing. I don't know.
Okay, so the benefits I wrote down were like it leads to more like follow-up questions because if you have more time to think about it, you know, it becomes like deeper and you can think deeper about it. And then also it just makes like longer, like thoughtful answers instead of just like one word, you know? Okay. And you also never want like I don't know as an answer. So you always want to either like prompt them like a cue or give them more time to think about it, you know?
You know what? Sometimes I just don't know.
It's true, it's true.
Move on.
Okay, so the next thing, it was talking about feedback. Oh, also, if you want to like pass back the little papers, so they're not just like weirdly on your desk. But, thank you. Okay, so the next thing was talking about feedback. So it was saying without feedback, things seem pointless to students, and you should never give an assignment, quiz, test, or project without giving feedback. I feel like that's pretty like self-explanatory, because if I was just, I don't know, like gave you guys something to do and then just left it and didn't say anything, you know, like that's not gonna help you.
And not another word was spoken, we'd be like,
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, what is this for?
Like,
Ugly?
I don't care if I get 100%. You don't need to tell me great job. But if you're gonna give me like an 8 out of 10 on an assignment, leave a comment to say why.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I've had so many teachers just like give me an 8 out of 10, and I'm like, why?
I had teachers be like, go look at the answer key. I was like, that doesn't help me. Like,
Give me a specific reason.
obviously I don't know.
Yeah.
Obviously I did it wrong.
Okay, Maddie.
One thing that I love about the philosophy class that I'm taking, which like also it's a little bit like less relative to that since it is a philosophy class, but Fowler comments on every single assignment we do, and he doesn't do that in like his world civ classes just because some of them are like they're just like history answers, but for philosophy it's like comes from you, and so he like comments on that and he goes, oh, I really agree with this, or he's like, oh, I totally see that quality in you, like I'm glad you try and like put that in your everyday life. So I think it's really awesome when teachers do comment on it, because it's like, even if it's not like giving feedback as to why like I got a certain score, it's like giving feedback about why my assignment worked or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
So
that's
nice.
so true.
It's nice
Even
to
like
hear.
positive
Today he said
feedback
I love
too.
the comments.
He said he
that leave on
sees
the
me as a
assignments. I
leader,
always
so
like my
Yes, Maddie's a leader.
that's fun.
I think also it can go from like a really small scale to a big scale. Like even just having a discussion and someone saying something and you just leave it at that and just turn back, you know, it kind of, we've talked about that. Or it's like a huge project, you just get no feedback, just a score, and you're like,
you're like, wow,
Okay.
I spent weeks on that.
Yeah.
And I got it. Like,
Exactly.
But I'm not gonna try and make
Yeah, okay, Carson.
In my humanities class, we'll do like a journal when we have a new unit, and then like a journal when we leave the unit. And she'll comment on them because like she wants to know what you learned from the unit and what you wish that you learned from the unit, and she'll usually comment on like that pretty often.
Yeah.
So that so it's not every single assignment, but it's like the big stuff that she comments on. So.
Well, and adding on to that, it shows you that the teacher's actually reading it. You know, there's some teachers who you're like, are you actually grading this? Like, could I turn in something blank and it'll still get 100? So I think it confirms that also.
Definitely ask teachers, are you gonna read this?
another thing is you can like, I like when teachers like talk about questions that are like repeatedly missed. You know, like they go over a test and they're like, okay, this
Or when
question,
they're like, this,
unless
everyone
you
missed
didn't
this
get that
so
question
we're
wrong.
just gonna take it off the quiz. And
Yeah, exactly, because they realize like, oh, no one understood this, you know. And then also like give extra time for one to like work on what they missed. So like test corrections are always really good because then you're actually learning, and that's why we're in school. Okay. So the last thing is like closure, and so you need to like review and like bring the lesson all together, and it like kind of clues to the students that the lesson is ending, and they can kind of like, you know, settle down. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this thingy back on, which, do I just press mute again?
Sometimes it turns itself off if it's been off for a while. So let me
Okay.
bring it back. Wake up, girl.
What is this? Is this your pointer? Oh.
It just fell off the be the change wall,
Oh.
and I haven't glued it back up.
Okay, do I click something?
It's just.
Oh, perfect. And then is there lights I can switch?
Do you want them dimmed?
Yeah.
that's why I have
Yes,
to
please. Just dim.
I
Because
and I asked my teacher, I was like, what periods are we excused from? And she's like, why? Do you want to go to Chick-fil-A?
Okay.
And then everyone's like, yeah, I'm not.
So now I'm going to read you guys a children's book. Mason's favorite, the teacher pretending you're kindergarten. Just kidding. Okay. So no, Mason, you always say like I don't like when teachers pretend that I'm younger than I am. But we're gonna read a children's book because I want to be an elementary school teacher. Okay.
It's different when we know it's her purpose, right?
Yeah,
She's not actually like condescending to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she'll teach us.
I'm like, you guys love reading a kid's book.
But if you talk
Bro,
to me like I'm five,
Clifford slays, bro.
Sometimes I forget the comprehension level of like 5-year-olds.
Okay, so please write your names on these note cards.
I don't know.
Just like at the top.
Our
'Cause
names.
this is your exit ticket. So this is like your little assessment, which they also just to touch on this, they talked about formal and informal testing, which we all know what it is because we've had to do it for all of our little lessons. Okay, so here's Clifford, cutie Clifford. I grew up reading and watching Clifford. I don't know about you guys. Clifford the big red dog. And this one I literally found in my basement. It's literally called Teacher's Pet. And so I read it, and I was like, this is perfect. And the teacher is named Brittany. She's really cutie. And I guess I'll give you guys like what you need to write down, so just so you know. So we're going to assess Brittany as a teacher, and you're just going to write down 1 star and a wish for Brittany on your note card of what she does. Okay, so here we go. Clifford Teacher's Pets. Okay, welcome to doggy school, everyone, said Brittany Spaniel. We're going to have lots of fun together. First, I want each of you to roll over. Cleo, you go first. It's a little purple dog's Cleo. Cleo rolled and rolled and rolled. That's enough rolling, Cleo, said Brittany, laughing. Well done. Should I do the little finger lick? Just kidding. Okay. Okay. Yeah. No, seriously. Okay. Now it's your turn, Clifford. When Clifford rolled, the ground shook. Everybody went down with him. Wow, Clifford, you make a big impression, said Brittany, standing up.
Oh, get it.
Can everyone see?
Wow.
Okay, Mac, you're next. Okay, bring it back. Okay, Mac, you're next, said Brittany. But Mac wouldn't budge. No matter what Brittany did, he refused to roll. I like this part. Would you do it for a treat? She asked. Motivation. In one motion, Mac did a roll, sat up, and gobbled his treat. Brittany laughed. That was very good, Mac. Just him eating his treat. Ready, T-Bone? At first, T-Bone was too nervous. Then he crouched down, did one careful roll, and smiled. That was just fine, T-Bone, said Brittany as she turned to the other dogs. T-Bone's smile went away. Just fine, he thought, but I did a good roll. Why didn't she like it? Maybe tomorrow will be better.
What's his
T-Bone's
name
sad. T-Bone.
T-Bone.
The next day, Brittany taught a new trick. Now I want everyone to fetch his ball. This ball, wow. Okay. Clifford, you go first. Brittany threw the ball as far as she could. Brittany's thrown it. That's really impressive. Okay. Clifford ran and ran over the trees and into the ocean. When he returned with the ball, Brittany smiled. That was excellent, Clifford.
Brittany just threw it over the
I know.
Brittany has got an arm.
Brittany is super teacher. Super teacher. Okay. Okay, Cleo, you're next. So said Brittany, Cleo brought back the ball, and then a newspaper, and then a stick. Wow. Cleo, you're doing very well, said Brittany encouragingly.
She's the teacher's pet, huh?
So I'm going to call on Ainsley. What did Cleo bring back? Do you remember?
A ball, a newspaper, and a stick.
Great. Okay, your turn, Mac. Once again, Mac didn't move. Okay, Mac, how about another treat? Asked Brittany, smiling. Away Mac ran after the ball. He dropped it at Brittany's feet and gobbled up the treat. When T-Bone's turn came, he quickly brought the ball back to Brittany, panting hopefully. Thank you, T-Bone. That was just fine, said Brittany. Later.
Justice for T-Bone, let me tell you.
Seriously. I literally read this and I was like, why is this so perfect? Okay, later T-Bone said, Clifford, I'm trying my hardest, but she only says I'm doing just fine. Believe in yourself, T-Bone, said Clifford. We all think you're doing great. The other dogs barked in agreement.
Thank goodness someone's Clifford.
At the end of the week, Brittany said, you've all done wonderfully. I'll see you at graduation tomorrow. T-Bone gulped. Graduation? I want the biggest trophy ever, said Cleo. I want Emily Elizabeth to come see me, said Clifford. I want lots and lots of treats, said Mac. I just want to graduate, said T-Bone quietly. I really want to lick the page. All right, now we're on graduation. This is about to be us seniors. Okay. All my dogs did very well this week, said Brittany. The award for the most enthusiastic student goes to Cleo. The award for making the biggest impression goes to Clifford. The award for the best tricks for treats, goes to Mac. Does anyone have any prediction on what she's going to say to T-Bone?
Best in class. T-Bone.
Person? Best student?
MVP.
Any other? Okay. Okay, let's see. Justice for T-Bone? Okay, let's see what she said to T-Bone. And the award for the hardest working student who always tried his best goes to T-Bone. And that made T-Bone feel just fine. The end.
She still didn't need to say any of that.
Okay, so now you're going to quietly write down your 1 star and a wish if you already haven't. Maybe just put your pencil down if you already did. If you haven't, just keep going quietly. Okay, and then now we're going to discuss with your partner, which Sid and Miss Lewis. Can't call you Lauren, it's too weird. True, okay, Sid and Lauren, you guys can be partners. Or let's just do a threesome so you don't have to move. We'll make it more convenient. You guys do 3-3. Okay, so talk to your partner about what you wrote for your wish and star.
She has a good attitude, but she needs to treat the students equally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I said the wording. She literally just didn't say this fine. Her students, and she's unjust.
Maturity is
Like
really
when she like gave me the attention at the end.
That's manipulation.
Felt good. Why couldn't he have felt good every day in her doggy class?
All right, is everyone good? Okay, so does anyone want to share just what they said for their star and wish?
I can.
Ainsley?
I said, my star was that she had motivation for her student with the treat. And then my wish was Brittany needs to stop laughing at her students, and also she was unjust to T-Bone.
Okay, I agree. I liked your star about the motivation with like the treat, which we talked about that in, was it Ashley's lesson? We talked about, it was yours. It was yours. We talked about like giving treats as like motivation or just like the regular motivation of feeling proud that you learned. You know what I'm saying? So obviously she realized for Mac that was what she needed to do to get him to start participating. So I really liked that. Okay, any other wishes or stars, or did Ainsley kind of cover them all? Justice for T-Bone?
Emily said something good about this.
Okay, Emily.
Kind of trained Mac now to only do it for treats, though.
Exactly.
Which is a hazard.
Yeah, for sure, because then he might just be like, well, where's my treat? Or he could be like, well, where's 2 treats? Because I just got 1 last time. You know?
Yeah,
You know when kids do
what
that?
Sid was saying last time about like how if you do something that you like and then you like put
A treat
like
attached
gift it
to
or something, then it like won't be something.
If you
Not
turn
that
the
you like
intrinsic motivation into an extrinsic motivation, it'll only be an extrinsic motivation.
Oh,
psychology.
Back.
Okay.
She did think about all of her students individually, though, and she tried to cater to their different learning styles.
That's true.
That's very true.
I did like that.
She learned all of their, like for Clifford, she knew she had to throw it across into the ocean.
Yeah.
'Cause he was just too
Good.
good.
Cisco or free throw.
Seriously. And I like how she gave everyone like a graduation like little award.
Yeah.
You know?
T-Bone.
Even T-Bone,
Was
which,
it too little, too late?
yeah.
Manipulation, trying to get on his good side now.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I was
She's a
thinking,
good teacher.
there's definitely things like we said, like we kind of learned that some of the stuff from Emily's lesson or things, but to bring it back to like our lesson, when was she using like equitable distribution? Which if anyone remembers, we can review. Okay, equitable,
Making sure that everybody does the same.
yeah,
The calling on everybody.
I'll read it one more time. It says, calling on all students in the class as equally as possible.
She made everybody go over and go fetch a ball.
Good. You're good. No, that was good.
Everything.
So everyone had to do like each activity to their own
No, that's
strengths, right? So that was super good.
Everyone does everything.
Okay, next was like prompting, which it was like kind of giving like a cue or student doesn't get the right answer. Yeah, for sure.
So she only did it for one
She
student?
also never gave any. This might be ahead of the game.
No, you're good. Just say it.
She didn't give feedback to T-Bone to tell him what to do differently so that you
Yes.
could get an excellent next time or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. She just kind of was like, "You're fine."
Yeah.
You know,
Just-
like
and
you're doing just
You were
fine.
just fine.
Exactly, you're doing just fine. Yeah, the next one was feedback, which I think she was giving like positive feedback to everyone else, and then kind of like, oh, you know, the T-bone.
Feedback. It was just kind of
Cool.
Mediocre.
You did it.
Exactly. It's like she had like something against T-bone, which like she was picking favorites. For sure. And then what do you guys think was like the closure to it all? How she like kind of closed. Yeah.
Awards to each one.
No, yeah, the graduation for sure. I agree. Okay. Any other like what could have Brittany like done better? Obviously with T-Bone. What would you have said if you were the teacher teaching T-Bone? And T-Bone was kind of struggling, like a little, like lagging a little bit. Talk to your partners real fast about what you would have said.
If there was anything wrong.
What does Brittany have against T-Bone? Is this a series where like T-Bone did something or something pretty bad?
No, I don't think it's a series.
Yeah, because it was a series, maybe?
Now we're learning.
Lucy, where are your other books?
I know.
So true, did she get her teachers to
Deadlines. Is she safe to be around?
All right. What would you guys have said? Little group right here. Anyone? Any thoughts? Should maybe be nicer or
Yeah, we were like, just give him positive feedback. 'Cause
Yeah.
he was doing everything right, so like keep it up, buddy.
True.
Or like if he was doing something wrong, maybe you know, it's like, hey, like next time. You can do
Maybe
that.
roll a little quicker or good, love it. Any other group? I don't want to like call on you exactly. Sid?
was doing something wrong, she could say, how can I help you? What can I do for you? Ask what he needed.
Very true.
I like that.
Thank you.
Ask what he needed. True. Ask what he needed to.
To say, what could I do better to
Ooh,
improve?
maybe it's on T-Bone.
But T-Bone was so happy.
But it's also not
Which-
his responsibility.
Just real quick, I'll read the back. So, like, the little thing about the book says, Clifford, Cleo, Mac, and T-Bone are going to dog school, but T-Bone is worried. Is he smart enough to learn all of those hard tricks? Read this story and find out how T-Bone becomes the best student of all.
Oh, he was gaslighted.
This is for T-Bone.
Oh,
I drew a picture of him.
Yeah, let's see everyone's pictures of T-Bone.
Love. Mine's so good.
Oh, he's like peeking up.
Yeah, he's like-
Love it. Oh wait, let's see it. Let's see it, Nat. It's Nat. I want to see. Aw, that's cute.
Wait, can I see it?
Stick together. What?
Look at his face.
He's sad. He's really sad, but he's cute. Okay. Any other like comments on how? What could we learn from Brittany?
Honestly,
Nice.
True. I think we kind of already touched on like hitting everyone, making sure everyone does everything, kind of what makes it sad.
That's Willow Springs, right?
I think so. Yeah, they have that like up in their thing. Okay, does everyone have their names on their little exit tickets?
Yes.
Perfect. I will collect those really quickly. Thank you. Perfect. Loving the little drawings on here. Thank you. Very cute.
Oh yeah. Lucy.
Okay.
Do you have your ear?
What?
Can I have that back? Yeah. If you find, you don't mind.
Lucy, I'm getting our beards back.
Oh, good. Yeah. True. We need that. Okay. Any other questions about like lecture discussion or direct instruction or questioning or anything like that? Anything I did throughout the lesson that you were like, oh, that was a good example of equitable distribution, or that was that was terrible. Like the way she prompted that was terrible. Give me feedback. Ash.
You gave us promptings whenever all of us were silent. You'd like mention something and let us know. You know what the answer was.
Thank you. I'm just asking for. Just kidding. But please, like, yeah, say something.
You,
Give me feedback.
when like people were not like moving on to the next one, you're like, oh, you can go play with this person, you know? So they were just sitting there. Equitable district.
Got people together. Love it. May.
You had like the cards, so you were like equally calling on people. It wasn't just like.
Which I don't know if I ever even went through all.
You definitely did.
Crap. Everyone talked though.
Yeah.
Everyone did great.
Because it wasn't just like people who were raising their hands that were talking. It was people you called on, and then you randomly handed out the like little papers for.
Is that what you were
people.
gonna say?
I was gonna say everything you just said, but it's fine.
Yeah, sorry.
I like too that, so it's really fun to do tournament things, but then I'm always like, okay, but when a kid loses, I don't want them doing nothing or being left
Yeah.
out after that, and so I liked that it was like, go play now with.
You made me feel like a loser.
Well, I was maybe gonna do double
Still get to
elimination.
play, right? You get to just go
Yeah.
play, and like there's a little less pressure, and so like
Yeah.
those kids weren't doing nothing, you still prompted them to do something.
Yeah, I was gonna do double elimination, and then I was like, I don't know if we had enough time.
What did I get? No, I just
No, actually, I brought you a chocolate bar, but I don't know where it went. So I'll bring it next class. Okay? Or like, I don't know.
What's the lunchbox?
If I was the teacher, I'd maybe give you like extra credit or something, but I don't know. The lunchbox? Oh, okay. I brought all my cards in this little lunchbox. It's I love Lucy, Lucille Ball, love her.
Oh.
I dressed up for her for Halloween. But yeah, so reminder, the discussion is due on Wednesday at 11:59. Go on there, have great responses to everyone, and thank you.
Lucy, you would be such a good elementary teacher.
Yeah, that was such a good.
Thanks. Sorry, I wasn't trying to like toot my own horn.